Hi friends, it's Annie from Anniegurumi, and recently I've been making these Tunisian jumpers, and I've been making them in the flat instead of the round because it seems to be going a bit faster. Now I want to share how I make this, but it's not an official pattern. I'm just doing it on the whim, and it's more a video to show my friends who have asked me to give them the pattern, but I actually don't have a pattern, so I'll just show you how I make it the way I do, and then you can adjust it according to your needs. But it's made in the flat. I think it's almost made in one piece, and then later it's sewn up together. So I'll show you how to do it, and then you can make your own version, whichever way you like. And so I'll tell you how I make it. I use a lovely yarn. It's a sock weight yarn. It's by Chappy Yarn, who is a lovely Japanese lady, and she is a good friend of mine. And I use her sock weight yarns, and she has these mini skeins. Skeins? Or skeins? It's skeins. I'm trying to say skeins. But they are superwash wool with some nylon, like most sock weight yarns are. And so I'm using one of those for that. Okay, what we will do first is, and like I said before, please adjust it according to your own needs. And the numbers are not exact because had I done the math better or something, maybe it would look better. But I just want to show you the basics of how I make it. So go ahead and add your slip knot. And then hopefully this is clear enough for you to see. And basically it's in the flat and Tunisian crochet. So if you're familiar with Tunisian simple stitch, you'll be fine. Go ahead and chain 16. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, now we're going to start the foundation chain. I'm going to go through the back loop and pick up loops all the way across like a normal Tunisian simple stitch. So here's my second, because that first one counts. Also, I just realized I did not say what size Tunisian hook I am using. I'm using a 3.mm, and this is the Clover Takumi. So whatever your yarn says, I would suggest you go, see, what does mine say? It says 2 to 3 mm. So if it says 2 mm, maybe go to 3. If it says 2 to 3 mm is recommended for your yarn, then maybe go 3.5 like I have. I just found that 3.5 works for me. Just see what works for you. And okay, so basically we are going to make a square. Okay, great. So now, just to make sure, I think it should be 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Great. Okay, let's do our return pass. And again, this is just simple Tunisian simple stitch. So if you need a refresher, you can go back on my channel or any other video tutorial on YouTube. So go ahead, chain 1, yarn over, go through 2, all the way to the end. So usually I add the ribbing at the end because because of the way this is constructed, but you can do it the way you want. Basically, we are just going to do Tunisian simple stitch for, let's see how many rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 rows. Okay. So go ahead and do Tunisian simple stitch for the length of 9 rows, okay? And again, I want to preface this is not an actual pattern. I'm making it on the fly because some friends want to make it for Christmas, so I'm just making a video tutorial for them. So I'm doing Tunisian simple stitch. You can do any stitch that you like. And I wanted to show in the round actually, but I think that I am not very good at explaining Tunisian crochet in the round. From my previous videos, some people have been really confused, so I think I need to do a bit more research on that one. So once I'm able to do the terminologies a little bit better, I will come back and make something. But I ask that you, hopefully you can understand what I'm doing now. I am not a Tunisian crochet expert, just, making little things here and there. So here we go. Also, I wanted to say thank you to, I tried to look for the comment and I couldn't find it in my last vlog about the ornament exchange that I was doing. And the ornament exchange I crocheted was a stocking, a mitten. And then I felt like it looked a little too plain and asked for suggestions. And somebody, I cannot remember who because I cannot find the comment. Maybe I don't know how to, maybe I'm not that technologically savvy, but someone suggested to embroider a snowflake and it was very lovely. Actually, I took some silver sparkly yarn and embroidered a snowflake, and I totally forgot to take a picture, but it's very lovely. And then I made one of these sweaters for a different sweater exchange. So yeah, thank you to the friend that suggested that. I'm very sorry I wanted to reply to your comment, but I have no idea where it is. Okay, so I'm gonna keep doing this. And I noticed from my other videos, whenever I sped things up or cut things out to save time, even though it's the same thing over and over again, people seem to prefer if I just do it in real time. So if you've already gotten your nine rows done, then feel free to go ahead and fast forward this to when I get to the neck part. But here we go. I'm going to keep going just like this. In my last video, I was saying that I'm a little sick, and actually I'm feeling a little worse today. My throat is hurting so much, but I'm glad that I'm able to at least talk and get through this video. I know some of my friends really want to make it, and I'm so honored because it's not perfect, this sweater. So I would strongly suggest that you watch the majority of this video. You can fast forward, I don't mind that, to see how it's constructed and how it looks at the very, very end. And if it's something that you think you like, then I would be more than honored if you made it. But if it's not for you, I don't mind. It's okay. Yeah, I'm just making this video for a friend who really wants me to show her how to make it. But to be honest, I don't really have time to edit because we're leaving soon for Australia, and it's the last week of school for my son. So yeah, and I'm sure that if you have kids who have dolls, you can, make it according to that size. You just start the chain off differently. Oops. So I don't know if any of you are familiar with my Tunisian kids top, like Tunisian t-shirt. Is similar to that that I made for Hobium. It's just on a smaller scale. And I was thinking, oh, that would make a nice sweater if I were able to make something similar. So if you've made that pattern before from that pattern, then this, easy breezy. And also if you're well versed in Tunisian crochet, this is going to be such an easy project for you, and probably you could make it better with better numbers, but consistently I've been just using 16 chains because I like the size of it. I did also 15, and then I've tried 20 chains, and so I don't know why I like the 16 the best, but yeah. So I'm going to check here. It's definitely not 9, but I want to see. Actually, I think I did 10. Let me recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know, I did 9. Interesting. I don't know. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have to do a bit more. This is my 8th. I feel like I did 10. I don't think I would have stopped at 9. But we'll see. 9 is such an awkward number, so I'll see after I do 9 rows. That's the thing. I made these sweaters while I was just sitting on the sofa and watching some Netflix or something. So it wasn't an exact thing. I mean, I should have written it down, but to be honest, I didn't think anybody would want to make it. So I just, yes, so let me just do, this is my 8th. So this is just Tunisian simple stitch. And then, okay, and then let's do 9. No, I definitely did 10. I think after sewing up, it looks like it's smaller. So let me go ahead and do that. So I'm wondering if there are a few of you that have been commenting, and I wanted to say thank you so much. It's so nice to see it. I cannot figure out how to get notifications of those comments because it's connected. The account is on my iPad. I have it on my phone too, but all the notifications go over to my iPad, and then for some reason I don't actually see it on my phone until I log in. So sometimes it takes me a little bit to get back to you and in comments, but I will try my best. And thank you so much for being patient with me, because as you know, I am a mom. I'm doing, a part-time home business with this yarn stuff, and I have a couple more collaborations coming up, especially for the Lunar New Year holiday. And it's just been a wonderful and crazy ride. So I've been kind of preoccupied. So let me see here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to do 10. Just going to do 10 just to make it even. So 10 rows of Tunisian simple stitch, and then we will make the hole for the neck and continue the body on the other side. So we have 10 here. Okay. Well, I really do hope you find this video helpful and you can take what you like from it and adjust it according to your needs. And it's nothing crazy. It doesn't have any kind of shaping or anything like that. So essentially it's just a boxy jumper, boxy sweater. Okay, so this is 10 rows of Tunisian simple stitch, and then we are going to figure out the neck hole. So basically I'm going to show you how I did it and the thought process behind it. Basically I'm going to bind off somewhere here, and then I want to keep some stitches live here. So you can adjust how wide you want the neck holes. Like for instance, for me, I did it so that I bound off, let's see, I think I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did 5 and 5, so 6 were bound off, I think. So we can do that. So go ahead and do 5 Tunisian, oh, excuse me, 5 Tunisian simple stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you want to have 5 just like that, and then you're going to bind off 6. Oh, wait a second. If you want to bind off 6, then okay, you have to do it like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 Tunisian simple stitches, because when you bind off, this is going to carry over and 5 will be left over. So go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Tunisian simple stitches, and then single crochet bind off for 6 of them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. Okay. So then you will do your Tunisian simple stitch to the end with the live stitches you have left over, and it should be 5. So now if you see here, you can see that there's a hole here. Oops, sorry, it's not centered. You have a hole right here, and the single crochet bind offs are going to be really nice because they're very clear to see, and later you can add a ribbing if you like. So now what we're going to do is on our return pass, we're going to return pass like normal for these 5 that are here. So go ahead, chain 1. Let me get centered, and just return pass as normal, yarning over just like that. And now we need to chain so that we replace these 6 that we let go earlier. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then from there, you're going to go through that one right there, just like that. So it's like almost like a slip stitch instead of yarning over. Okay, then return pass as normal for the remainder. Okay, so now on this forward pass, we need to make sure that we have 16 total loops on our hook. So go ahead, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and 5, which is normal like before. And then with our chained ones over here, we need to pick up 6 for our forward pass, but I'm going to do it in the back loop. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to go behind it and pick up 6 from the back loops of these. So here, and this part is a bit tricky, but totally worth it. So that's 1. And 2, where is that back? Oh, here it is. 3, 4, 5, 6. And then now you need to continue your forward pass for the last 5 stitches here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you go through this one just like that, and like just like normal. Oh, sorry. Yeah, just like, oopsies. Oh, I hope you were able to see everything, because I don't have my normal cameraman to help me with this. Oopsies, I didn't go through that last stitch. My cameraman being my 6-year-old. Usually he will look at the camera to make sure that I'm in the middle if he happens to be home. Oh, this last one right there. There you go. Okay. Now you're going to return pass as normal, and everything is exactly the same. So basically you're going to continue doing this Tunisian simple stitch, exactly the same length as the other side. Okay, so you can see how it's developing, yes? And then we'll fold this over later, just like that. And then you want to continue it for the length, the other side. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit because this is like really close. So how about that? And go ahead and continue your Tunisian simple stitch. Oh, this is a really long video. If you are sticking around, thank you. If you are not, then you won't hear me say this, so that's okay too. Tunisian simple stitch. Yes. Okay. And just like that. It's funny because I actually learned Tunisian crochet before I learned traditional crochet, which I find so hilarious because people usually learn the other way around, and I remember thinking crochet was so hard because I didn't understand. And also another funny thing is I taught myself Tunisian crochet, and then I just did it completely wrong. I did something similar like this, but even knowing how to do the return pass, and I did all sorts of weird stuff, and it was really relaxing for me. I didn't really get stressed out by it, but I made all sorts of weird holiday and birthday gifts for my friends, and some of them still have it. And I tried to make a Anniegurumi bunny for a friend once, and I didn't put any eyes on it, and my friend said, "Is this a spleen?" And she thought I was making an organ for her, and she didn't understand the gift. And she still has it to this day. And that was maybe, I don't know, like in 2000, 2001 or something like that. It's a very, very long time ago. I was so poor. I was a student, and I made gifts for my friends, and it brought a lot of laughs. I think I just really loved crafting. Okay, let's see. So we want to make it even, so you're going to do 10 rows. Normally, if I'm just sitting on the sofa and, watching something, this goes by a lot faster because I'm not really paying attention, and, it's kind of like muscle memory. But right now, I'm constantly checking the viewfinder to make sure that I'm somewhat centered and not going off to the side, so that you can see. But really, it's basically what it is you're just making a rectangle with a hole in the middle, and then later we'll pick up stitches for the sleeves. But it's really not complicated stuff, and it should be a very, very a fast make, and maybe a nice stocking stuffer in addition to a gift that you're giving to whoever this holiday season. And and I just really like the way Tunisian crochet looks. I'm very tempted to make a jumper for my son. I made one, actually, a Tunisian crochet jumper, but I couldn't figure out the shaping, because I don't want to make him, this same version in a larger scale, because I don't think it will fit correctly, if that makes sense. As an ornament, this is adorable, but I think in realistic terms, because there's no shaping whatsoever, it might not be that comfortable to wear. So I made him a sweater, and I had some shaping in it, but it didn't look perfect to me, so I not abandoned it, but I didn't release the pattern, because I felt like, if you're going to invest in making something wearable and it doesn't look quite right, then you'll feel disappointed, right? So I actually have it all written down, and I had 5 different rough drafts of it, and no matter what I did, the shaping was not good. So I decided that I'll just keep trying and see what looks good on him. And it's funny, because I can knit my son and my husband a basic raglan sweater, and I don't need a pattern. I can just kind of wing it. And so I tried to do something similar with Tunisian crochet for my son, and then I tried to do it with the exact same number of stitches, but it just did not it did not work out. But that's the way life is. So let's see here. I still have more to go, and I really feel like this part is so boring for you to watch, but like I said, you can fast forward. I think what I'll do is I'll put in the description box below the different sections of this sweater. So basically, you know, the front and back panel, the neck hole, the sleeves, the ribbing. I'll try to put timestamps so that way you can just go to the section that you need instead of sticking around with me while I'm making this. But if you are making it with me right now, then you can keep it on and listen to me ramble. Okay. Let me see. I've been really enjoying my vlogs too. I like hearing back from you. And hopefully you guys like the vlogs as well. I've been really debating if I should keep it the way it is or if I should be talking to the camera with, you know, face to camera. And I kind of prefer it this way because it's much easier. I feel like I don't really have good lighting if I were to talk to the camera, but anyway, you let me know in the comment box below. And yeah, can try one of the vlogs out where I'm in it, but I feel like it doesn't really matter, right? I think it's more about what's been going on. Okay, let me see. I can feel this is almost finished. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, I just need one more row. Okay. I'm doing it too fast and I'm splitting the yarn, but this yarn is actually very forgiving. Okay, so what I like to do once I've done the 10, so let me just make sure it's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I like to fold it in half to make sure that the length is even. So let's see here. I think once I do the single crochet bind off, it's going to be even. So yes, okay, so we're going to bind off now. You're going to do a single crochet bind off, and that's pretty standard. You put it in like a Tunisian simple stitch, yarn over, draw up one, yarn over, go through both, and then do that all the way. And then later you can add ribbing to it, and it's quite easy breezy. And also, you don't have to add ribbing. It looks cute without ribbing too. You know, if you want to keep it super simple. But the only thing is when there's no ribbing, you might need to block this teeny tiny jumper because it curls a little bit. Okay. And you leave a tail for sewing later, sewing in the ends. And yeah, see, as you can see, so cute, just like that. once you add the ribbing, the length of it will be better. So it's just like that. It looks really, really cute. And now we're going to do the sleeves. And then the sleeves are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 10. So it's very easy to remember. Okay, so you can start on either side. It doesn't matter. What we're going to do is we're going to pick up stitches and do our forward pass. So we're going to put 10 Tunisian simple stitches along the top side here. And let's see. You want to do it so that it's starting from the neck hole here. There's 5 and 5. So I'm going to start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm triple checking to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that would be right. Oh, excuse me. That would be right here. So I'm going to pick up a total of 10 stitches here. So it's as if you're doing a forward pass. So you pick up 1, 2. Ooh, I did not do it far enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, I should have done it the one over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should have done it here. Okay. Anyway, this is, like I said, not planned out. Go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why does that look weird? Oh no. I should have done it from. It's okay. I'm gonna anyway, just pick up 10 stitches evenly. I don't, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should be pretty even if you look at it like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, perfect. And then we're going to do Tunisian simple stitch for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 rows. So return pass as normal, which is chain 1 and, yarn over, go through 2. And then you can do this for 7 rows. And sorry for that mistake earlier. That was a silly mistake. I wasn't looking at it. Oh, let me just fix this yarn. There we go. Yeah, the good part is yarn is very forgiving, and I'm gonna go through and do that. done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my 6th. Okay, so if you have finished your 7 rows, so let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And you will do a single crochet bind off. Just like the other ones that we did before. Long tail for weaving in later, and basically you're going to do the same thing on the other side. You can see it coming together, right? Once you fold this in half, then you have your sweater over there, just like that. Just like that. Isn't that just the cutest thing in the whole world? So now we're going to do the sleeve on the other side, and you remember to pick up 10, and it's really easy this time because now you can see exactly where you started here on this right here. So I will just stick that in there. Earlier I was distracted, so I wasn't exactly counting correctly, but go ahead and pick up your 10 on this side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And let's do our 7 rows. I'm trying to think about how much yarn this takes, and it is not very much yarn at all. Let me see how much yarn is in. These are 20-gram mini skeins, and it doesn't even make a dent, to be honest. So I would assume that you would need maybe at the very least 10 grams of yarn for a sock weight yarn. So just like the other sleeve, you're going to Tunisian simple stitch for 7 rows. And this one, I am just going to try to fly through it so that I can get going on showing you how to do the ribbing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have one more. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Just have one more. And I will have to apologize because I actually have to get going. So I will show ribbing in another video, but I'll just show you how to do this basic jumper. I have to go run some errands before I pick up my son from school. And so this will just have to be a basic jumper, I think. Oh, let's see if I'll have enough time or not. Okay, so you're going to single crochet bind off or Tunisian simple stitch bind off, I don't know, whatever the terminology is, but I'm just basically doing a single crochet as if I'm doing a Tunisian simple stitch, just like everything else. And cut that off, and voila. Can you see that it's like that? Lovely. And then you just take this and fold it so that it is a jumper. Look at that. Isn't that so cute? So basically you will just sew up the sides here from here to here, and then it's a jumper. It's so cute, isn't it? You know what? I feel like, does it look good enough like this? Does it look better with the ribbing? You know what? Okay, let me check the time. I'm going to just show you the ribbing because I think the ribbed edge looks nice like this. The only thing is I won't do the ribbing around here. I'll just do it here and here, the sleeves and the bottom, so that way I can keep it short. And also you can, if you choose to do it, you can do it, and totally fine. So if you wanted to do the ribbing before you cut the yarn, you can just do the ribbing it and then cut it off. But if you want to keep it like this, it's fine. Normally I do the ribbing before I cut the yarn, but I thought I would like it just like that. Actually, I do like it just like this, don't you? It looks good even without the ribbing to me. What do you think? I think that looks nice. Does it need ribbing? I'm in panic mode right now because I actually need to get going, but let's see for real. Let's see how this looks. You know what? I don't think it needs ribbing. It's really nice. If you're curious about ribbing, I can show you in another video. I can make another video. I don't know when, but I can make another video in the future. But for right now, let's just sew it in. Yeah? So let's do it inside out. And hopefully I've cut these tails long enough to sew it up. Who knows? Probably not, but it's okay. All right, so grab one of your long ends from whichever corner, and using a needle, let's line this up so that you will sew up one of the sides just like that. So you're doing the side and the sleeves, okay? So it is up to you if you want to do whip stitch or whatever kind of stitching you want to do. I am just going to do whip stitch, and I'm going to just do it quickly so that way I can get going, and hopefully it will look good. Let's see. Oops. I think it actually looks cute without the ribbing too. It's nice to have an array of different. And also, if you were a knitter, you could even pick up the stitches and knit a ribbing, which is even easier, but you know, you can crochet a ribbing as well. I'm pretty sure there are some tutorials out there for it. Just make sure that this is lined up. You can also do, is it called the mattress stitch? That is super seamless. Okay, so that yarn is not long enough, so I will take it from this sleeve and go on the other side. And of course, after you're done sewing everything in, you weave in your ends so that it's nice and tidy. So I'm just doing this side. I've tried slip stitching the seam shut, but I don't really like the way it looks. It's kind of, I don't know why it looks so bulky, so I prefer to do whip stitching or mattress stitching if you know you're very OCD and particular, but for me this is, you know, good enough. Okay, so I've done one side and you can see just how fast that was. You want to sew in the ends, and maybe you want to do a little bit better job than me, but this is just for me, so I don't mind. Okay, so I'll sew that in later, so that way you don't have to sit there and watch me do this. But okay, so now I have this side to do, and great. Okay, so I'm going to start with this string that I've left on the edge of the sleeve, and I'll work it to the armpit, and then I'll use the other yarn to sew it in all the way to the bottom. So just make sure you line it up really well. And preferably don't rush like I am, because I am in a time crunch and I really want to be able to show you at least a basic sweater, so that way you can make some for your own Christmas tree or people that you love. Okay, and then getting this one now. And you'll see, I mean, you can probably do this in one sitting like I just did. With ribbing, it's going to take longer, but I think it's not bad, right? Yeah, I only have 2 here, so I might as well just sew in the ends really quick before I go. And because it's an ornament and not really going to be played with, I'm just being really quick with this. But obviously, if you're gifting this to someone else, you want to take the time to actually sew it in properly. But yeah, for video purposes only, I am doing this super quick. So let's see here. Okay, that should be good enough. Okay, now your sweater is done. You will just need to do it inside out and take the sleeves out, which is always the hardest part. Be very gentle with it so that the seams don't come undone. Oh yeah, it looks super cute even without that that ribbing. I'm very happy with it. I actually like it better without the ribbing. I always thought sweaters had to have ribbing, but this one so cute without it. Oh my goodness, I love it. Okay. So yeah, thank you for joining me and making this sweater. What do you guys think? Does it look okay? It's not bad, right? Oh, it's so cute. So if I only had a teeny tiny hanger, oh, it's so lovely. Oh, it took about an hour to make this one, but I think it turned out really great. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button. If you've made this using my, very on-the-fly video tutorial, please let me know in the comment box below. Tag me on social media so I can see your Tunisian jumper. Great. Have a happy holidays, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.